Good afternoon. This is a special coverage of the coronavirus crisis using the combined forces of News 5 and Signal TV's 1 News, Radyo 5 and 1PH. The word war continues between Senator Risa Hontiveros and the Chinese embassy in Manila. The spat stemmed from Hontiveros' earlier statement demanding that China foot the bill for the Philippines' efforts against the disease as payment for damaging the reefs in the contested waters. According to the senator, the Middle Kingdom owes us some 200 billion pesos. The Chinese embassy in Manila retorted that it was ridiculously absurd and irresponsible to make such remarks just to gain traction and further one's political agenda. It further said that China and the Philippines are friendly neighbors. On Thursday, the lawmaker firmly stood by her previous statements and called the Middle Kingdom's continued aggression in the West Philippine Sea during the pandemic more absurd and irresponsible. She clapped back, saying Beijing can claim to be a friendly neighbor when it has continued reclamation activities in the disputed area, because friends help each other out, not occupy their islands and destroy their reefs. The Philippine government will be receiving $100 million or over 5 billion pesos from the World Bank to boost its capacity to respond to the COVID-19 crisis. The multilateral lender approved the loan, which will primarily support the Health Department's COVID-19 Emergency Response Project. It will focus on providing personal protective equipment, drugs such as antivirals, other essential medicines, medical supplies, and equipment such as ventilators. The loan will also support logistics and supply chains to help ensure that the equipment will reach frontliners without delays. It will also fund the expansion of the country's laboratory capacities, both at the national and subnational levels. Malacanang says the president will be conservative in deciding what will be the quarantine scenario after April 30. Maricel Halili is live with us from Mandaluyong to tell us what this means. Mase, nabanggit ni spokesman Roque ang conservative approach. Anong ibig sabihin nito?
Tama ka, Jess, nabanggit nga yan ng Secretary Roque dito lamang sa kakatapos niya na press conference ngayong hapon. Ang sinasabi niya lang kapag sinabi daw ng conservative approach, meaning mas priority ng Pangulong Duterte yung health condition, yung safety ng mga kababayan natin as compared doon sa economy. Of course, sa paggawa naman ng decision niya when it comes doon sa enhanced community quarantine, kailangan pa rin niyang balansehin.
Wait, but then also, that begs the question, kailan nga ba talaga magde-decide yung Pangulo? He's going to have a public address later tonight. Meron ba tayong asang announcement from that?
Ang sinabi kanina ng Secretary Roque, ang nag-anunsyo kasi na magkakaroon ng desisyon ng Pangulong Duterte anytime today si Senator Bongo. Ang sabi niya, wala naman daw siyang dahilan to doubt the information na binigay ni Senator Bongo, pero nung siya daw ang huling nakausap ng Pangulong Duterte kamakailan, ang ibinigay daw sa kanya na impormasyon ni President Duterte is he may decide between nung araw na nagkausap sila until April 30. So, wala pa talagang definite. Ang sinabi lang sa atin, mamayang alas 6 ng gabi, magkakaroon ng pagpupulong ang Pangulong Duterte with some of the members of the Interagency Task Force. Kasi dito nga ibibigay yung final recommendation ng IATF para magkaroon din ng scientific basis ang Pangulong Duterte sa paggawa niya ng desisyon whether to lift, extend, or modify the enhanced community quarantine.
And speaking of the IATF, they also released a new resolution. That's resolution number 27. Ano yung salient points ng resolution na to?
Ang kabilang doon sa mga pinaka-highlights dito sa resolution number 27, una sa lahat, inatasan yung Department of Tourism na maghanap o mag-allot ng mga hotel rooms na pwedeng pagtirahan ng ating mga health workers, ng mga frontliners. So ngayon, ang kailangan daw gawin ng Tourism Department is magsagawa ng inventory kung ilang hotel rooms ang pwede nang gamitin ng mga frontliners natin. Kabilang din doon sa salient points, doon sa resolution number 27, yung paglalatag ng National Task Force ng mas malinaw na protocols or panuntunan para doon sa mga umuuwing overseas Filipino workers natin to ensure na maayos yung management and surveillance sa kanila. Kasi lahat sila required na sumailalim sa 14-day quarantine at sumailalim sa rapid test. And kabilang din dito yung pag-adapt ng IATF doon sa staysafe.ph as official health website kung saan pwedeng mamonitor yung contact tracing system natin at saka yung health condition ng majority of the Filipinos. Kasama rin dito sa binigyang diin sa resolution yung rapid pass system na pwede siyang i-apply doon sa mga exempted na mga tao, pero nilinaw din ni Secretary Roque kanina na hindi naman ito required. So kikilalanin pa rin daw yung IATF at yung paggamit ng rapid pass or application is voluntary. Pero yung dito pala sa NCR, maidagdag ko lang, Jess, kailangan IATF ID na talaga yung ginagamit ng lahat ng members ng media. Kapag hindi IATF yung ipinakita at company ID lang, they won't recognize it anymore. So, yun. At inatasan din, panghuli, ang DOT, RDI, LG at Department of Tourism na pag-aralan yung mga transportation na pwede nang buksan sakali na magdesisyon ng Pangulong Duterte na magpatupad ng modified lifting ng enhanced community quarantine to ensure na kahit na magbukas tayo ng mga mass transport ay mapapanatili pa rin yung social distancing na sinasabi nga natin.
Okay, and lastly, may na pinag-uusapan kahapon pa yung naging pagpatay ng pulis sa isang former military man. Any chance na harap sila sa abuse of power charges even now na may ECQ?
Kabilang daw yan doon sa mga pinaiimbestigahan ng Malacanang. And at the same time, ipinarating ni na Secretary Roque yung kanilang pakikiramay doon sa pamilya noong retired military personnel na napatay nga sa Quezon City. I think that was Tuesday. Although kahapon talaga pumutok yung balita. Ang sinasabi, dahil nga meron itong mental illness, kumbaga, dahil nga naging Marawi Siege veteran pala ito, ang utos ngayon ay magsagawa ng investigation kung ano talaga yung nangyari. Dahil malinaw naman daw ang directive ng Pangulo, ipapatupad yung ECQ sa kahit na sinong tao, whether mayaman or mahirap. But we also have to make sure na walang naaabusong authority.
Alright, thank you for that report. That was Maricel Halili live from Mandaluyong. And that's the latest on the enhanced and expanded community quarantine. For more updates, follow News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. I'm Jess De Los Santos, VR1 News.